Hey y'all, if there is one thing I cannot stand, it is tossing and turning at night because I'm hot and I'm uncomfortable. But all that ended when I was introduced to Cozy Earth. Crafted from 100% bamboo, these sheets are not only incredibly soft, but also they're breathable, they're moisture wicking, and they keep me cool and comfortable all night long. I literally sink into the bed and feel like I am sleeping on a cloud. They have everything from sheet sets to complete bedding bundles to comforters, everything you're going to need to get a night's sleep. And the brand has been featured on Good Morning America, In Style, Better Homes and Gardens. And guess what? They don't stop with bedding either. They got pajamas for both men and women. And I am telling you, they are the most comfortable pajama sets I have ever worn. They have bath towels, robes, tops, hoodies. If you wear it, sleep on it, or dry off with it, they got it. With free shipping on orders over $50, a 100-night sleep trial, and a 10-year warranty, Cozy Earth will bring you what it brought me: a good night's sleep and a whole lot of comfort. Exposed Podcast has partnered with Cozy Earth to offer my listeners 41% off by using the code EXPOSED at checkout. That's 41% off by going to CozyEarth.com and using the code EXPOSED at checkout. Sleep better, live better, choose Cozy Earth. Sweet dreams await.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Exposed, Scandalous Files of the Elite. I'm your host, Jim Chapman, and today I'm going to bring you some really wild news out of my state of Louisiana. And if you are a parent, you are going to especially want to pay attention to this. So the state of Louisiana has filed suit. In fact, the first state to file suit against the gaming app Roblox. And it's very disappointing what the state of Louisiana has uncovered. I would go as far as to say very disturbing what the state of Louisiana has uncovered. And as is typical with these types of cases, I like covering right from the lawsuit so as to make sure all the facts are covered. And I'll make my opinions or otherwise as we go along. So here are the factual allegations as they read in that lawsuit. Launched in 2006, Roblox is an interactive online gaming platform that creates a new category of human interactions. Users can play myriad games on Roblox referred to as, quote, experiences. There are currently more than 6.4 million experiences within the Roblox ecosystem. Imagine that, 6.4 million. Roblox has complete control over the platform, hosting the experiences, including but not limited to warnings associated with those experiences, age verification, age restrictions for each experience, policies and rules regarding inappropriate conduct, monitoring for inappropriate conduct, and handling and facilitating any reports of complaints by users. Roblox is easily accessible, including to children as young as 6 years old. It is free to download and play and is available on gaming consoles, computers, tablets, and cell devices. An account can easily be set up by a child in just a matter of minutes without a parent. Roblox is designed to be an interactive experience, allowing and encouraging users to communicate and interact with each other in real time. Gameplay interactions, user hubs, direct messaging, and voice chat all promote social interactions between and among users. Roblox co-founder and CEO has explained that his vision for Roblox is to bring about, quote, the next phase of human interaction, which he described as a new category of human co-experiences. Roblox explained that it operates a human co-experience platform where users interact with each other to explore and develop immersive user-generated 3D experiences. Roblox is designed for young children. Roblox is not only the #1 gaming site for kids and teens, but also an educational experience for children. Roblox claims that it provides new gateways into learning, from chemistry to physics to robotics and more. And look, y'all, I have 3 kids. All of them, when they were younger, they're all adults now, but when they were younger, they played Roblox. And when it started, that was what it was about initially. It was a learning platform, and it taught them a lot of interesting things, made them use their mind. It was kind of like a gaming version of puzzles, if you will. But it has changed, as we'll get into. It goes on to say Roblox experiences bring concepts of life in ways that immerse learners and motivate exploration, play, and deep thinking. And in the lawsuit here, it's saying how Roblox markets itself. It's not saying the state of Louisiana agrees with this. These offerings, according to Roblox, include high-quality, standard-aligned, immersive educational experiences designed by curriculum experts. Roblox popularity among children exploded during the pandemic when it was flooded with millions of new users as children were confined to their homes. By September of 2020, roughly 31.1 million people from around the world, more than half of them under the age of 13, were on Roblox daily, making it the world's biggest recreational zone for kids. That growth has continued unabated. In Roblox 2024-25 annual report, the company reports an average of 82.9 million daily active users. But what's more shocking than that? 20% under the age of 9, 20% from 9 to 12, 16% from 13 to 16 years old. And here's the shocking part.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
44% at 17 years of age or over. And let me be the first to say, if you're 17 or older and you're playing Roblox, you need to get a life. Sorry, not sorry. Today, Roblox is the most downloaded online gaming system globally. And based on 2023 statistics, the average user spends almost 3 hours, 2.4 to be exact, hours per day on Roblox. Shocking. As noted, individuals who wish to play Roblox must first create an account. It's extremely easy to sign up and start having fun as they promote it. Users are only required to provide a birth date, username, and password. So you don't have to prove anything. You can say you're 14 and you're 49, and it's going to go with what you say. It's the honor system, right? Users of any age can create an account. There is no minimum. Further, the defendant, Roblox, does not require users to verify their age upon sign up. As such, users can easily represent they are younger or older than their actual age. So, for example, that child predators can pose as children, and that's really what this is all about. Although Roblox states that children are to have parents' permission before signing up for an account, Roblox does not have any safety features to prevent children from creating their own accounts or playing on Roblox. Indeed, Roblox does nothing to confirm or document that parental permission has been given. So essentially, these kids can lie and say they're younger or older. These adults, same thing. Roblox does not require a parent to confirm the age given when a child signs up to use Roblox. Roblox has access to biometric age verification software that requires a user to place a photo or government-issued ID along with real-time selfie photo that is verified through artificial intelligence. However, Roblox utilizes this software for other purposes. Roblox intentionally does not use this feature when new accounts are created, and that's the part, the very first part of this that I'm covering that shocked me. What the state of Louisiana is basically saying here is they have the technology to do it, and they already use it for some features, just not for signing up. Why is that? Well, in my opinion, and in the state of Louisiana's opinion, it's because it's going to hurt their bottom line if they do that. We'll get into more of that. Roblox still relies on self-reported birthdays for age verification, and Roblox is intentionally designed to allow users to create accounts using fake birthdays, allowing adults to pose as children and allowing children to easily circumvent the more restrictive controls for account users under the age of 13. After creating an account, all users are assigned a default player avatar, a character that represents the individual within certain games. Users can then play in millions of experiences on Roblox, which are much like video games. These games are sorted into different genres and categories such as sports, role-playing, fighting, first-person shooters, fashion, horror, comedy, military, and naval. The games recommended to a user will vary based on the age the user entered when generating their account and the Roblox algorithm that recommends games to that user. Prior to 2024, when a child created an account, the default setting was for parental protections to be turned off. Can you believe that? As a result, if a child made their own account and listed their age as 13 or older, then any experience was available to that child. Further, until November of 2024, defendants' default setting for Roblox allowed adults to easily communicate with children. Adult strangers could find friends and chat with a child of any age via direct message or private message, and invite a child to private servers or other experiences on the platform. And after entering an experience, users could chat with other users in the experience whether or not they are friends. That is, the option to disable chat with strangers inexperienced was turned off by default. Now, under Roblox default settings, adults cannot directly message children under 13 outside of experiences. However, messaging can still be done from within the experiences as well as, get this, parents that didn't realize this, voice chatting. Further, children under 13 can still receive friends requests while within the experiences. As such, despite these recent changes, Roblox continues to make children highly vulnerable to predators. Defendant generates revenue in part by selling users on a platform-exclusive currency called Robux, which must be purchased using real-world currency before exchanging Robux, or digital content in the closed digital economy. Robux can be purchased in a single transaction. or a user may subscribe to receive Robux on a recurring basis with a Robux premium membership. Defendant also offers Robux gift cards that anyone can purchase and send to any user, and that's important. Children frequently become obsessed with purchasing or otherwise obtaining Robux to buy items for their avatars and to spend in their favorite experiences on Robux. In defendant's avatar store, for example, the company sells what they call rare items at astronomical prices, such as the type of hair for an avatar, which children seek to purchase to keep up with or outdo their peers on Roblox. As a result, children often tell others, including strangers, they will do, quote, anything for Robux.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
We all know that owning a small business means you wear many hats, but sometimes you really need an extra pair of hands. Upwork is how good companies find great and trusted freelance talent. With more than 2 decades of experience, with the simple and ambitious goal of pioneering a better way of working, companies at every stage turn to Upwork to get things done and find more flexibility in staffing key projects and initiatives. They access a global marketplace filled with top talent in IT, web dev, marketing, and more. Posting a job on Upwork is easy. With no cost to join, you can register, browse freelancer profiles, and get help drafting a job post or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them and take your business to the next level. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's Upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help your business grow. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com.
Defendant's success and continued growth has hinged on its constant assurances to parents that Roblox is safe for children. Defendant has done this throughout its history and in every forum possible. On its website, through public promises of its highest executives in news articles, on podcasts, and so on. Over the years, defendant has repeatedly represented that Roblox is safe for children and has misrepresented the safety controls it has in place. As early as 2007, defendant's website assured parents that Roblox is an online virtual playground where kids of all ages can safely interact, create, have fun, and learn. From 2008 to 2016, the defendant's website continued to promise parents, quote, "We take every precaution possible to make sure kids are protected." Defendant also assured parents it has a zero tolerance for swearing and obscenities, messages and content of sexual or violent nature, and any sort of threatening communication, and will immediately suspend or permanently expel any offenders, which was not accurate. Indeed, defendant has constantly sought to paint Roblox as a family-friendly, safe for children of all ages platform. Because Roblox is deceptive by design, children are exposed to graphic sexual material and existing safety features are inadequate. For example, Roblox chat filtering feature is designed to filter inappropriate content and personal information on accounts age 12 and younger, but is less restrictive for accounts 13 and above. However, these filters are easily bypassed by obscuring text with alphanumeric combinations. And it gives an example, and it says Diddy P and then 13NS. Now, if you look at that really fast, write it out on a piece of paper right now and look at P13NS. It looks like the word penis. Not only does this permit a workaround for explicit language, but it also allows players to circumvent filters. So basically what they're saying there is there's an algorithm set up to catch certain words, but people just write it like I just told you, or they'll even go as far as to spell the word backwards. And these kids now know that if a word is like gibberish looking, they read it backwards. And for example, if they want you to go to Snapchat Instead of writing snap, they'll write go to pans, which is snap spelled backwards. And these kids know what that means. It's the same thing as for a lot of us on TikTok. Instead of saying murder, you say schmurder, and it fools the algorithm, supposedly. I don't believe it does that because you can't tell me that TikTok doesn't know people say schmurder. But anyway, we'll move on. So it says, as early as 2010, defendant had already devolved into hosting and promoting sexually explicit content. Defendant's scripting language allowed developers to manipulate avatar activity and interactions any way they want, which was deployed to create scenarios where avatars engage in simulated sex on Roblox. The simulated sexual activity pervades Roblox. As defendant well knows, there has been numerous reports of children's avatars being raped by other users' avatars. For example, in 2018, a 7-year-old girl's avatar was violently raped by 2 male avatars on a playground in a Roblox experience, which was witnessed by the girl's mother. In describing the aftermath of the experience, the girl's mother explained, "I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I would have to talk to my 7-year-old about rape." Think about that. Roblox also hosts a staggering number of experiences centered around simulated sexual activity. For instance, children can play condo games, quote unquote, predatory digital environments, including houses where users can remove their avatar's virtual clothing, revealing nudity, and engage in simulated sexual activities with other Roblox users. They can also play games like, get this, quote, public bathroom simulator vibe, which allows access to users as young as 9 years old and enables users to simulate sexual activity in virtual bathrooms, as well as virtual strip clubs, where child avatars perform sexually explicit acts like giving lap dances to patrons. A recent investigative report also exposed a multitude of other exploitive experiences on Roblox that gamify serious criminal conduct, including rape. The report confirmed the defendant hosted over 600 Diddy games with titles like, quote, Survive Diddy, Run from Diddy Simulator, and Diddy Party, which appear to recreate reported incidents involving the music mogul Sean Combs, publicly known as Diddy, who was federally indicted and underwent trial for sex trafficking. This report also revealed the defendant was actively hosting more than 900 Roblox accounts displaying variations of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's name, such as, quote, Jeffrey Epstein supporter, whose account defendant knew was interacting with children on its servers. Defendant also hosted its server games like, quote, Escape to Epstein Island, which again is a title that directly references one of the locations where for years Jeffrey Epstein trafficked minors. As such, Roblox is deceptive and inadequately designed in myriad ways, including but not limited to the lack of actual age verification process, defendant's failure to ensure age-appropriate experiences, defendant's deceptive and inadequate monitoring, and failure to warn parents and children of dangers associated with Roblox, including but not limited to Roblox sexploitation dangers. And y'all, it just goes on and on with this bullshit. I mean,
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams one-coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.
There are a myriad of examples, some 40 pages in this lawsuit. So I want to cover a couple of things, and then I'm going to play a clip for you. But just quickly, what I want to cover, what this is all about at the end of the day is to try to get Roblox off their ass and get safety features for their product. In Louisiana, we have, like several other states, we have something called ICAC, which is Internet Crimes Against Children, and it's a task force put together by the state attorney general, Liz Murrill. So what this is designed to do, as you can already probably imagine, is go after predators. That's the whole point of it. Predators are not like they were, let's say, in the 90s and early 2000s, where to be a predator on children, you had to actually approach children. It's a hell of a lot easier these days. And what makes it really easy is a lot of parents don't understand the chat features in a lot of these games. How many times have I told y'all on bad teachers, 99.9% of the time, they're gaining access to these kids through a chat feature, Snapchat, Instagram, or even games. They'll say, let's go play Words with Friends. And they'll go into Words with Friends and they'll start chatting with these minors. Same situation here, except for 20% of these people playing this are under the age of 13. And this company, Roblox, is a global company. It's public. You buy stock, ownership into this company. Billions and billions of dollars is worth. So this is a way to strike Roblox where it hurts, which is in their pocketbook. They have to start answering for why their profit got taken by the state of Louisiana, some of their profit anyway, due to this lawsuit. And whoever sits at that table, their board of directors, are going to say, we need to tighten up our safety features because they're culpable in all of this because they allow it. Escape from Epstein Island. Seriously? So I'm going to play you a clip now. This is a press conference. I was actually at this. So you're going to hear some of the police discuss cases, particular cases quickly, and then the attorney general answers questions from the media. Now, after this press conference, the attorney general did a pretty good 5-minute interview that I'm also going to include in this, discussing the case. So here's that.
Before I finish, I just would like Allison Garafola to come forward, please, and if you will, go over our case with us. Allison.
Good afternoon. In late 2024, our office, working with the FBI's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, investigated a 20-year-old Baton Rouge man linked to 2 separate juvenile victims in different states. In one case, he solicited explicit images from a 14-year-old after learning her age. In another, he extorted a 15-year-old for money to keep him from releasing explicit images. Evidence also revealed a video depicting the sexual abuse of a child under 13. He was arrested on multiple counts, including indecent behavior with juveniles, computer-aided solicitation of a minor, and possession of child sexual abuse material. This case shows our commitment alongside our federal partners to aggressively pursue anyone who targets and exploits children wherever they may be.
Thank you. In closing, on behalf of our deputies and investigators, I want to once again thank Attorney General for making strong action to protect our children and for holding companies responsible when they fail to act. I know Liz Murrill has been outstanding Attorney General in her term so far, and I know she will continue to be. And I know that in her heart, this is a very, very personal matter when it comes to our children, as it should be with all of us. So I want to thank you again for what you and your team are doing. And at this time, I think introduce David Farrell.
Hey, good afternoon. So I'll start off by saying this. When I first had children, the best advice I got was that you can't raise your kids the way you were raised. Because the reality is the world I grew up in and the world we grew up in doesn't exist anymore. So if we were to raise our kids the same way we were raised, that world doesn't exist. Technology created an environment that created a much smaller world. Kids currently are online going to school. That's where their socializing is. That's where their gaming is. That's where they live. And so that's where predators live, unfortunately. The days of us, the stranger danger, the guy in the park, because that's the one in the trench coat, kids aren't in the park anymore. Where do kids live now? And kids live on these types of platforms. They live on the Roblox. They live on these different social media platforms. And so that's where our focus as law enforcement has to be in order to protect our children here in Louisiana. Now, Roblox, as the Attorney General has already mentioned, has well over 50% of the U.S. youth using Roblox on a monthly basis. So we have an obligation here in Louisiana and a responsibility here in Louisiana to protect our children in Louisiana. The problem is, Roblox also has a responsibility and an obligation to provide the safest possible platform they can for our children to be on. While we have not failed our job and we are doing everything we can, Roblox has failed their job. They failed to do the bare minimum to provide any type of safeguards for the children of Louisiana. So they were launched in 2006. Their first report of child exploitation to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children didn't occur for 13 years. It was 2019 was the first time Roblox actually reported an incident of child exploitation on their network. Now let's think about that. They have on average 4 million users monthly. With 4 million users monthly, we would expect those numbers to be astronomical, the number of reports that are coming in. But currently, Roblox has only reported 24,000 cases of online child exploitation in the last year. So 4 million cases monthly, 4 million users monthly, 400 million, I apologize, 400 million users monthly, and 24,000 cases roughly. So in Louisiana, as the Attorney General mentioned, our numbers are just skyrocketing in the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. We were sitting right at 14,000 cyber tips, 14,000 individual cases, individual offenders or victims here in Louisiana last year. Of those 14,000, Roblox made up less than 1%. Now imagine half of the population, every kid in Louisiana is on Roblox on a monthly basis. But less than 1% of the cases we're receiving come from Roblox. Now let's compare that to some of the other platforms that are out there. And I'm not going to say one is better than the other, but let's just look at platforms that are similar size. So the Facebooks, the Snapchats, the Instagrams, those types of platforms. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Google. If you compare their numbers and you average what reports they provide to the National Center, those are those reports that we receive for the Internet Crimes Against Children, they are averaging 3.5 million reports a year. 3.5 million on these size platforms. Roblox is just as large, and they're averaging 24,000. They're not even attempting to protect the children of Louisiana. And that's what you see here, standing here in front of you today, is Louisiana is going to protect the children the best way we can. And whether that be through a suit against Roblox or whether that be executing a search warrant at a predator's house, we will do everything we can to keep our children safe.
So just to kind of recap, and then we'll take some questions. Roblox is perpetuating violence against children and sexual exploitation for profit. If you want to know why, that's the answer. They want to keep as much engagement as possible. If they were to limit the kids or the kids' interaction on this site, it would lower their user engagement numbers. That would affect them and their profit margins. So they've chosen profits over child safety. It's basically open season for sex predators on this app. For this reason and all of the others that we've talked about today, Roblox is violating Louisiana law. And that's why we filed this lawsuit here in the 21st JDC. At the end of the day, I think Roblox should be shut down. But I'll be happy to take any questions that you have about the lawsuit. We'll start here.
Are there certain protections that you would like to see? I know just made a comment that you would like to see the app shut down, but even if there are some protections that they could put in place to at least keep it running, such as like ID verification and anything that people should be on the applications.
Yeah, look, so for starters, assuming we didn't have the kind of statistics that we have on Roblox and the sex predators sort of penchant to use this app, I think that the age verification side of it is extremely important. That is something that other apps are doing. They can do it a lot more vigorously than they are. There are mechanisms that you can check to try and double verify, not that you don't just go in and create an account and get to say whatever age you want to say that you are. There are mechanisms that you can use to have some redundancy in checking that. Parental screening and parental controls, those are important too, making sure the parent has approved. Preventing kids from being able to work around the restrictions that a parent might put on the app. There are a lot of things that other app developers are doing. We have a law now that requires age verification for pornography websites, and they're complying unless we have one, I think, who's from out of this country, and I don't think they're compliant, but the other ones, I believe, are. So, there are some pretty clear tech tools that they could be using, and they're simply not using them. That's that's a choice that they've made.
Is Louisiana the first state to sue Roblox as a whole? I know Florida was investigating. Is Louisiana the first?
I believe we're the first state to sue. We're not the first person to sue. There are some individuals who have sued, but I believe we're the first state to file a suit.
And my next question, I would have to say, I spoke with the office last year around this time on this similar issue more, I guess, why it was 13,000 cases. I know he said 14. It was the specifically I spoke with. How many cases are we at, I guess, today do you speak to on, as a whole, has Louisiana been investigating or has captured these?
Through the ITAC unit, David, I think our total numbers to date that I'm aware of were somewhere around 23,000 this year.
So we're at 13,644 last year. And the year obviously hasn't been completed yet, but we're estimating about 18,000 when we're done for the year.
So these numbers are doubling almost every year now, and that is very, very concerning. And so when you have an app like this one that is doing the absolute minimum, and not only that they're doing the absolute minimum, but we know what the results are. This isn't a secret. There's all kinds of discussions on the internet about how dangerous this app is, and yet their principals are out there saying things like, safety's in our DNA, which is flagrantly false. Go ahead. No, okay.
Hey, Ethan Gould, Louisiana First Amendment. So you mentioned the rise on these cases. What other roles could community leaders or even parents play to, protect children and just keep them safe from these initiatives?
Look, this is an all hands on deck challenge. It really is. And as a parent, I think that, I'm grateful that my sons are older right now because this is just a huge problem for young kids. I talked to one mom about this potentially, when we were getting ready to file this lawsuit, and she said, "You mean the app that I just let my son download today?" I said, "Yeah, that's the one." So, I think we have to educate the public about the dangers of both this app and others. We have to educate people about any system that allows your child to chat with somebody unchecked through the app. We have seen other significant problems with predators moving children to Discord. That's another app that we've seen a lot of problems with. Snapchat is another one. I've seen on this app that even if they have particular software that might ban certain words, they'll spell it backwards and they can get around it. So, you'll see somebody chatting with a child. You can see the dialogue and it'll say, "Let's go to," and it'll spell snap backwards. So, there are things that I think the app can be doing to better identify this kind of conduct. They should be taking these sites off. Just these websites about, public bathroom simulators. I mean, really, you know, having condo games where young children can be in there and their avatar is naked. I mean, there is no justification for this. So parents need to be involved. There's no doubt that parents have to be involved. And you know, I agree with what David said. It's not the way that we grew up as kids. It's a whole different world. Your child is not safe at home when they have that phone in their hand. Go ahead.
There was another age verification law that was just signed.
Right.
After the past legislative session. Are you encouraged by that law? And have managed to respond to the law and just apply to Roblox?
Yeah, I supported that law. That was Ken Carter's bill, I believe. Supported that law. It requires the platforms that host a lot of these apps and sell them through their app stores. I think that they have an obligation as well. Some of them have talked to me and they would prefer for the duty to rest on the shoulders of the app developers. It's their job as well. I mean, it belongs to everybody. My position is that everybody who can do something should do something. That was one of the cases.
Is that a huge issue? I know as of late that is in the forefront with a lot of states trying to tackle sextortion. So is that something that you all have noticed with these specific cases?
Yes, I mean, and that's one of the ways that they can exploit kids. I mean, first they lure them into to communicate with them and lure them into a relationship. And then they groom them and then convince them. I mean, if you have a young girl or boy and that person believes that they are communicating with someone who is the same age and somehow convinces them to send a picture, now they've got the picture and then the sextortion begins. So not exclusive to this app, but I mean, it's definitely a problem. You know, we've seen kids commit suicide because of that. And it's scary. You know, I mean, you don't know what's happening with your child and you find out later. And I just, you know, my heart breaks every time I hear something like that because, you know, you just want kids to reach out if they encounter that kind of situation. Again, education, like letting people know this is wrong. It's illegal. There are people that will listen to you and will pursue it, and we will hold them accountable.
Parents of young children might be familiar with the gaming platform Roblox. It launched in 2006. Roblox enables users to experience a wide array of games and experiences, some of which are designed by the platform's own users. Roblox currently has 82 million active users, with nearly 20% of those users under the age of 9.
And that is a basis of a lawsuit now filed by the Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill against Roblox, which she alleges has failed to implement an age verification process, making it a breeding ground for pedophiles who can easily create fake birthdays to gain access into the platform.
Part of AG Murrill's lawsuit against Roblox reads as follows. For years, defendant has knowingly enabled and facilitated the systematic sexual exploitation and abuse of children across the United States, including in Louisiana. Through willful disregard and deceptive practices, defendant has perpetuated an online environment in which child predators thrive, directly contributing to the widespread victimization of minor children in Louisiana. With that, it is our pleasure to welcome in the Louisiana AG, Liz Murrill. AG, welcome, and thanks so much for coming on. Can you elaborate what you've been able to uncover here and what's been alleged against this gaming program when it comes to young users?
You know, what's clear about this program is that it is dangerous by design. They have deliberately kind of prevented some of the tools to be used that would prevent sex predators from having kind of, you know, free range use of the program to run down and identify children to groom. And they've done that in order to increase their user engagement. So absolutely putting profit over the protection of our children. And this is a platform where they know that almost 60% of their user base, which is, you know, on the order of hundreds of millions of people, is our children that are under the age of 16.
General, I want to talk about the statement that Roblox put out here defending their platform. It reads this in part. Every day, tens of millions of users of all ages have safe and positive experiences on Roblox. Abiding by the company's community standards, Roblox takes any context or behavior on the platform that doesn't abide by its standards extremely seriously. And Roblox has a robust set of proactive and preventative safety measures designed to catch and prevent malicious or harmful activity on the platform. So clearly they don't agree with this lawsuit. Your response to their statement?
I think their statement is absurdly tone deaf. You know, I mean, the fact that they ignore the thousands and millions of children that are being exposed to sex predators on their app by saying that millions of them have positive experiences on the app is tone deaf. I mean, they are ignoring the clear and present danger that exists for children on their app and trying to basically, you know, cover over that by talking about the positive experiences. The positive experiences pale when you look at the negative ones and the exposure that our kids have to extreme sexual exploitation and abuse on this app.
Wow. I mean, no question there is risk when you're operating online and in many instances, anonymous users. You don't know exactly who the person is behind a character and who they claim to be. My concern is, of course, if this were to be taken offline, and so much damage can be done when you're communicating back and forth with someone remotely. Even that can have an influence on a young child or photos exchanged. But do you know of any examples of when something happened offline from Roblox and a child was impacted?
Well, we do have numerous examples of that, and we track as best we can through the ICAC tips that we get through the NCMEC tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that are filtered down to our states through our Internet Crimes Against Children task forces. And we have one example that we talk about in the lawsuit where a sheriff was executing a warrant, and at the time they were executing the warrant, they walked in on an individual who was masking his voice as a 14-year-old girl on Roblox attempting to groom a child. And, you know, part of what they do is they may meet them, groom them, and then, you know, they can access them and talk to them on this app. They can also get them to move to other apps. And I've seen some attempt to say that the actual exploitation happens on other apps, but this is the one where they meet them and groom them and move them. So, you know, I don't think that's an answer either.
So there you have it. Hopefully you're as upset as I am about this. I'm sure you are if you're listening to this show. We need to do whatever we can to protect children, period. And the Wild West that these gaming apps have been having for years and years, is time for that to end. So hopefully we're going to see some resolution, and maybe this is a good start to it. Louisiana being the first state to sue a major gaming platform like this. Shout out to Liz Murrill for doing the right thing. And until next time, for exposed, scandalous files of the elite, I'm your host, Jim Chapman. Much love.